Hi everyone, I'm Sri Soumya and my project partners are Prajwal and Pawan. We are here to demonstrate our project, which is quality function deployment. What will you learn from this project? We'll be learning what is quality function deployment, what is house of quality. House of quality has six matrices which involves developing the set of customer needs, planning the improvement strategy, selecting the technical requirements, evaluating the interrelationships, evaluating the direction of correlation, and selecting the design targets. Introduction. Quality function deployment is a structured approach which identifies customer needs and transforms them into specific plans for producing products. This method was developed in Japan in 1966 by Dr. Yoji. Quality function deployment is also known by several names such as matrix product planning, customer driven engineering. As the last point states, in this method, we carefully listen to the voice of the customer and then effectively respond to their needs and expectations. House of Quality. House of Quality has six steps. Quality function deployment and House of Quality is a planning process for products and services that starts with the voice of the customers. Basically, it enables people to think together. In the first step, we'll get to know the customer's priorities. It is important to understand what your customers are seeking, and then provide the products and services that meets their needs and desires. In this step, we gather the feedback from the customers through surveys, observations, and other methods to provide them what they want. The second step is planning matrix. Planning matrix is used to show how the customer requirements relate directly to the actions you can take to achieve requirements. And the third step is technical requirements. In this, we translate customer needs to technical requirements. It involves six submatrices. The fourth step is interrelation matrices. Interrelationship matrix is a display of relations between the elements within a package or between elements in two different packages. To say it converts customer needs to voice of customer. The fifth one is correlation matrix. The roof of the house of the quality is expressed as correlation matrix, which is used to identify the any interrelationships between the technical descriptors. And the last step is decision targets, which is used to analyze the matrices. From here on, Pavan and Prajwal will be continuing the rest of the project.
Hi everyone, I am Pawan from here. I will be continuing this project. Let us see. Here we have taken an example of a textbook publishing company which is used to quality function deployment to improve their market from downfall. Yep. In this slide we will know how to develop a customer needs using house of quality matrix number. We first make a note of all issues affecting the sales. Here we have issues. Artwork issues and pedological issues and production issues and writing and editing issues. We find to what's for house quality using the tree diagram. This is the tree diagram. Here if you could see at the right side of the listed the customer needs along with the importance in the sale. 1 to 5. 1 shows low priority and 5 shows high priority. Yeah, in this slide we will use to compare the previous sales and with the existing sales. Improvement factor. The team next calculates the improvement factor for each need for the new product. The equation of for improvement factor with 1 to 5 scale is sales point. Sales point is a strategic marketing factor, sometimes called a sales point, may also be placed in the planning matrix. Sales point is a number of from 1 to 1.5. What is used to place emphasis on the customer needs? Percentage of total weighting. Next, we convert the overall weightings to percentages in order to better understand how much of the design or improvement effort should be placed on each and every customer needs. In this slide, we will see, in order to satisfy each and every customer's need that gathered in what section, we create technical attributes to respond. It can be referred as the voice of the company. Next was continued by Praswal. Thank you so much.
Hello folks, today we're gonna discuss about interrelationships between what's and hows. As my friends mentioned, what's is nothing but the customer needs, what they are expecting from the product in order to satisfy, and hows is nothing but the technical requirements that we're gonna develop in the product. So okay, and each and every technical attribute, right, I mean the product attribute is going to satisfy each and every customer need. So in our case, so if you could see in the middle, this section describes about the interrelationships, like how each customer need was satisfied by each and every technical attribute. So here we're gonna use in the scale of 1 to 9. So 9 describes high interrelationship, and 1 describes the weak, and 3 describes the medium. So it should not be accurate things. All these values are like estimated, high level estimations. Okay, so let us take one example here. So let's consider the comprehensible text here. Okay, and how this particular need was satisfied by the author's guide. So here, if the guide was like perfect, okay, so obviously the text will be more comprehensible. So as per all the discussion that was done between all the members, so they mentioned it was like highly interrelated. So like this, if you go for this consistent writing style, so people note it as like a medium. And when you go for like easily readable fonts and text clarity, they found it was not interrelated. So here if you could see empty cells, right, it shows like there is no any interrelationship. And one more thing is like you have to be confident that at least one entry it should be there. Okay, one entry in the sense, consider if you don't have anything here, then this particular technical attribute needs to be removed. It doesn't make sense if you don't have any entry. So most as of the thumb rule, right, that's stated in the textbook, they mention only 15% of interrelation cells shows relationship between the customer needs, that what's, and technical requirements, hows. So this is all about like high level description about interrelationship. Now let's go for the next thing. So that is like correlation matrix. So right now in the upper hand we have all the technical attributes. Now we have to conclude that how each technical attribute was correlated with another attribute. So consider if I'm designing any car, okay, one of the attribute is like it should be a big car, okay, and one of the attribute it should be like lower cost. Okay, so if obviously if you include all the materials, the cost will increases. Okay, but what we are expecting is like low cost production. Okay, so then if you increase the size, obviously the cost will increase. So in the sense they are like negatively correlated. So if you could see here, we are like having the two signs plus and minus. Plus indicates the supporting and minus indicates the impeding. Okay, so if you could see this lower cost productivity and enhanced durability, we have negative correlation. As I mentioned previously, if you need more durable, you have to fund more in your product. So that's how it was like negative. When comes to this auditor's guide and the text clarity, obviously if the guide was like perfect, the clarity of the text will also be enhanced. So we have like this. So this particular need, this particular roof, right, so we have to pay attention more. We need to check all the testings and benchmarking on this so that it will be very perfect in order to develop a good quality product. And one more thing we need to keep in mind is if the technical requirements goes increases, so there will be more possible correlations. So this is all about the direction of correlation. And next, hey, hi folks. So finally we are in the design targets. That's the last matrix 6. So in the one hand we have the customer needs, and in another hand we have the technical attributes. That's like a house. So you have the what's and house. So now you have to figure out how much of the house needs to be implemented in order to develop a new product. So basically it all talks about how much, whether it's like a percentage, values, boolean values, or anything. Basically it completes in three sections. One is technical priorities, and the technical benchmarking, and design target values, the third one. What is meant by technical priorities? So in order to develop any product, right, you have to list out all the technical requirements. So you have to prioritize yourself, and you have to assign the particular quantity of that particular product attribute to each and every team, and the time. Okay, so here how this is like calculated. Here if you could see here 191.4, you may ask me like how this calculation was done. So here if you could see in the section the comprehensible text and the author's guide, so we made this relationship with the 9. Okay, so 9 into, and if you could see the overall weightage, it was like 6.6. So 9 into 6.6 plus 9 into 9 plus 9 into 5 and 3 into 2 all comes for like 191.4. So all these values will fill in the same manner, and if you give these values to any of your team member, it doesn't make sense, so that they know what to do. So in order to give some meaning to technical priority, so we came up with the percentage. So how this percentage was calculated? So technical priority divided by sum of all the technical priorities into 100. So here as a result it came up to 38, 15, 8, 13, 4, 2, 11 and 10. So this shows we have to prioritize more on the author's guide, because this author's guide satisfies four needs: comprehensible text and plausible examples, accuracy, and consistent writing style. And next, let's jump in the technical benchmarking. In any industry, whenever you are developing any product, it should compete with your competitors. So consider your competitor was ranking in 9, you have to aim at least 10 or 11. So in our case we have competitor A and competitor B. These are all the values that we listed out according to their product attribute. For author's guide we ranked it as like a 6, and for the cost production they use like $34, and for enhanced durability is like 1.5, and when it comes to text clarity they have 10, and when it comes to what is this flowing text sequence, they are obviously yes, and 15% for color emphasis. Yeah, and next for competitor B is like 734. So in order to be a successful product in the market, we need to be one step ahead of all the competitors. So we are targeting in our design specification the author's guide 8, cost production will be like $30, and enhanced durability will be 1.4, and 10 for the text clarity, and flowing text sequence will be yes, and what's this again, effective artwork will be the 9, and color emphasis will be 15%, and chapter aims and summaries will be the S. So this is all about design targets. So once you got the lower value 9, 34, 1.4, 10 yes, 9, 15% S, so accordingly you will assign the particular task to the team members with the percentage of total priorities. And let's jump into the next slide. Finally we are in the completed HOQ: customer needs, technical attributes, planning matrix, interrelationship matrix, correlation matrix, and design targets. Yeah, hi folks. So let's conclude the whole thing. So quality function deployment, it gives a real voice to the customer. by making the customer needs, that whatever we discussed in the what's section, an essential component in product development. Okay, and one more thing, during every phase of process, continuous feedback is taken by the manufacturers from the potential customer so that the end product will satisfy the customer needs. Obviously, right? So consider I need a red color car, okay, with a jet speed. So I have given this is my customer need, and you develop the product whatever I require. So obviously I am satisfied, and I will give you the quality score as like 5 if I am satisfied. And next, you also need to think one thing is this matrices becomes more complex and it will take more time because as the customer needs increases, as the obviously the technical attributes will be increases. Okay, so the correlations and interrelations, everything will be increased. So keep that in mind whenever you are developing a product. Make sure you are fine-tuning your customer needs and the product attributes. And next, one more good thing is like all the department members are involved in this process from the initial point. Obviously, right, in the interrelationship you need all the team members estimations, and whenever like in order to gather the technical you need all the team members, and design targets you need the team members, and whenever you are calculating the competitors benchmarkings and everything you need to include all the members. And next, successfully this quality function deployment, right, it's playing a crucial role in many organizations effectively. And the only cons what I have heard is like lacks of the precision behind each and every matrix, but that's fine. Soon it will be concluded. Thank you guys. So this is the reference sections. We have used basically 3 references. One is the total quality system textbook and the key concepts and case studies, and quality function deployment based model for cutting fluid section. Thanks for watching guys. Have a good day. Jai Hind.